Hi everyone. Are you trying to connect to your Kubernetes cluster but hitting an error like credentials exec executable Kubelogin not found? It's a common and frustrating issue that many encounter. Don't worry, we're going to fix it today. This error means your kubectl command needs a special tool called Kubelogin to authenticate with your cluster, but it simply cannot find it on your system. Think of Kubelogin as a specific key your computer needs to unlock access to your Kubernetes cluster. Your kubectl command knows it needs this key, but the key isn't in the right place, or perhaps you haven't installed it yet. This situation frequently arises when connecting to cloud-managed Kubernetes services like Azure Kubernetes Service, AKS, or Google Kubernetes Engine, GKE, as these often leverage advanced authentication methods that require such plugins. First, let's quickly understand what Kubelogin is. It's an authentication plugin specifically designed for kubectl. Its primary role is to help kubectl obtain temporary credentials, especially when your cluster is integrated with identity providers like Azure Active Directory or other OpenID Connect (OIDC) systems. It's crucial to remember that Kubelogin is not part of the standard kubectl installation. It's a separate utility you need to install independently. The error message you're seeing is a clear indication that kubectl attempted to execute Kubelogin and failed, either because the executable file was entirely missing, or because it wasn't located in any of the directories your operating system checks for programs. Now, let's move on to the practical solutions. Our main objective here is to ensure that Kubelogin is both correctly installed and easily discoverable by your system. Solution 1. Install Kubelogin. This is by far the most frequent and straightforward fix. 1. For macOS and Linux users, open your terminal application. Use the Homebrew package manager by typing brew install Kubelogin. If you don't have Homebrew installed, you can find simple installation instructions on the official Homebrew website. 2. For Windows users, you can use Chocolatey, a popular package manager for Windows. Open an administrator PowerShell window and type choco install Kubelogin. If Chocolatey isn't on your system, it's a very useful tool to install. As an alternative for all operating systems, you can download the Kubelogin executable directly. Visit the Kubelogin GitHub releases page, locate the latest stable version, and download the binary that matches your operating system, e.g., Kubelogin Darwin AMD64.zip for Mac, Kubelogin Windows AMD64.zip for Windows, Kubelogin Linux AMD64.zip for Linux. After downloading, make sure to unzip the file. Solution 2. Check and configure your path environment variable. Once Kubelogin is installed, your operating system needs to know where to find its executable file. The path environment variable is essentially a list of directories where your system automatically searches for executable programs when you type a command. 1. Verify installation. After attempting an installation, open a new terminal window or command prompt. Type Kubelogin version. If you see a version number displayed, Kubelogin is successfully installed and found. If it still reports command not found, then it's highly likely a path configuration issue. 2. Inspect your path. On Linux and Mac OS, type echo $path. On Windows, type echo %path%. Carefully examine the output for the directory where you installed Kubelogin. For Homebrew installations, it's typically /usr/local/bin. For Chocolatey on Windows, it's often c/programdata/chocolatey/bin. If you manually downloaded the executable, you must either move the Kubelogin file into a directory that is already in your path, or add the directory where you placed Kubelogin to your path. For example, on Linux/macOS, you might move it to /usr/local/bin, or add a line like export path equals $path/to/kubelogin/directory to your shell profile file, e.g., /bashrc/zshrc/.profile. On Windows, you can modify environment variables through the system properties settings. Solution 3. Inspect your kubeconfig file. In some less common scenarios, your /.kuba/config file, which stores all your Kubernetes cluster connection details, might contain an incorrect or outdated path for Kubelogin. While less likely if you've just installed it, it's a quick check worth doing. Open your /.kuba/config file using a text editor. Look for entries under the Users section that utilize an exec plugin. Ensure that the command field either correctly points to the full path of Kubelogin or simply states Kubelogin so that your system's path can locate it. If there's an incorrect absolute path specified, you might need to manually update it or, more simply, re-authenticate with your cloud provider to regenerate a fresh kubeconfig file. After attempting any of these solutions, it is crucial to always open a new terminal window or command prompt. This step ensures that any changes you've made to your path or other environment variables are fully loaded and recognized by your shell. Once you've done that, try connecting to your Kubernetes cluster again. You should now be able to authenticate successfully without encountering the Kubelogin not found error. Thank you so much for watching this guide. I sincerely hope that these steps have helped you quickly resolve that frustrating Kubelogin error. If this video was helpful to you, please consider giving it a like. It truly supports the channel. And for more useful tech tips and tutorials, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.